get us in the mood. Intro with this.
It's like in Gone in 60 Seconds when we're like, oh wait. Alright.
Alright, see?
Alright, enough goofing around on our part. Welcome back to the comic book core.
Hardly enough.
Hey guys.
Hardly enough?
Hardly enough.
We'll have some more goofing
We need
around
like 20 minutes
intermission.
of outtakes at the very end of this thing.
Maybe, yeah.
Like just us falling
The show,
over.
it's all about the bloopers, guys.
Slapstick.
5-minute show, 20-minute bloopers reel. That'd be awesome.
Wait for the DVD, guys. We're your hosts, the Comic Book Core, and we got our guest here, Victor, again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
Glad we
having
didn't
me again,
scare
guys.
you last time.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'd like to go this this episode, with...
It's comic book related, it fits.
Yeah, it fits, yeah. It's a one-shot, and we're going to go into some new reader recommendations. If you've been wanting to get into comics, if you have never, you don't know, you haven't tested the waters, or you don't know where to start, we're here to kind of help you, give you each of our recommendations to a certain genre, and where you should start with that book. So, let's start things off over here with...
Start
Mr.
with reading
Brady.
recommendations. Mine is going to go straightforward, just a superhero angle. Ultimate Spider-Man. It's by Brian Michael Bendis. Mark Bagley's doing the art. To me, when I first started reading Spider-Man, for the most part, it was Mark Bagley on Amazing Spider-Man, and he became my definitive Spider-Man artist. So right there, it's got great art in it. Bendis knocks it out of the park. He's the definitive writer for Spider-Man, in my opinion.
He does, great... I love... not only is it Spider-Man, he also does a lot with Peter Parker in his high school years.
Yeah.
And it's just you see that teenager, so you get a little bit of the super-heroics, and you get that teenage angst, social drama kind of stuff.
One thing that he said is, in the Ultimate Universe, Spider-Man should never leave high school. And that's really the way it is. That's why even with the reboot they're going back to that idea of, it's just going to be teenage superhero Spider-Man. Him, dealing with those problems of being a superhero and being a teenager. Yeah,
and for any of you guys that don't know too much about Spider-Man, this totally starts it from the scratch. It gets everything. You feel like you're starting with Spider-Man and everything, and so it's a good introduction. And Ken is pretty popular right now. He's got some friends texting him.
It's actually eBay.
Oh, eBay, yeah. So,
Friends in
Ken,
high
we'd
places.
appreciate it if on the comic book core, you try to.
I'm sorry, I can guarantee nothing.
Okay. But yeah,
I am Ken.
That's the first volume?
This is the first volume. This is actually what's called the Ultimate Collection. It's the first 13 issues. They originally had it in separate for the first 6 issues and then the next 7. But this is what I'm at right now. This is available. This is a good way to read it too. It's got basically his entire his origin, along with how the love life and how that all starts to wrap up in the first main arc. It's really good.
Solid, awesome. Victor, how about you?
Coming up with something a little more adult for mature readers. This is by Bill Willingham called Fables. Basically, think of any fairy tale you've ever thought of, saw growing up. Not the Disney ones, it's those characters, but don't take the Disney versions of them. But puts them in the real world. Puts them with all of us in the city and stuff like that, and sees how they interact and stuff like that. And it's very adult.
Yeah, imagine what is it? The Big Bad Wolf is a detective.
Big Bad Wolf. He signed a contract to become human, and he's known as Bigby Wolf. Snow White's in there. She's deputy mayor.
Yeah. So it has this little town.
Yeah,
Fable town actually.
Yeah, it's has all those Fable characters. You have Beauty and the Beast, and it's kind of funny with Beauty and the Beast. If Beauty's ever mad at Beast, he actually does turn into the Beast. When they're in love, he's human and stuff like that. But it's really cool because Bill Willingham, he's done his research. He knows these fairy tales through and through. So he's able to adapt them and change them to fit in this world. So you can still follow those fairy tales of the past and then go straight into this. So it's very highly recommended. I've recommended this to I don't know how many people, and they got addicted. And
Same here, man.
They hate me now because they can't stop picking it up. It's on up to volume 13 in trade form right now. The newest volume is going to come out in a few months. Definitely recommend.
So you don't have to wait too long to pick up the next volume or issues or whatever.
Yeah.
I think of it a lot for fans of Harry Potter and the parallel. It's kind of like that kind of parallel with fables instead of wizards and witches and stuff.
The good thing, another thing too, is a lot of people I want to get my girlfriend into comics. Okay, well, try this one. Fables is a good kind of gateway comic for them.
Yeah, it's guys, girls, everyone. It's pretty good. It's pretty good read. Bill Willingham, he's still going, and there's no lack of originality with his stories even to now, 100
And there are some like offshoot stories like Jack of Fables and whatnot. Cinderella, based from this book, but definitely, if anything, just stick with this one. It's worth a read.
And this is the first volume, right?
This is the first volume.
Awesome. I want to recommend for you guys that enjoy your buddy cop kind of movies and your TV shows, and you love a little bit of comedy in your comic books. Chew. It's a recent series that came out by John Layman and Rob Giori. I probably butchered the name. This is Volume 1, Taster's Choice, and it's pretty much this cop named Tony Chew, and he's got this bizarre power where whatever he takes a bite out of, a person or a thing or anything, he gets like the historical, like, I don't know, background, the history of that, wherever that thing's been.
The telepathic imprint.
Yeah. And they live in a world now, it's like in the future, like a few years in the future, where bird flu has caused so much panic and chaos that they've banned all kinds of chicken products to eat. So it's illegal to eat chicken and anything that is, anything in chicken involved, like eggs or anything. So the FDA is like the official, like the enforcement officers, and he's the FDA. So you get a lot of comedy in here. They do a lot of Lost references for any of you Lost fans. They also do references to Commando, the movie. I don't know if you guys love that 80s action. Tony Chew's hilarious. It doesn't let up on the funny, and it doesn't let up on the action and the intrigue and the story. It's a lot of fun. I totally recommend the Volume 1. Or even, like I remember a month ago, they came out with the $1 first issue if you want to just jump into that. It's only $1. So definitely try out the first trade. If you don't like it, then you can, but I guarantee you'll have some fun with this.
For El Pollo.
El Pollo. Chris, how about you?
For me, guys, I got Mouse Guard, Fall 1152. Basically, it's a simple story of, it's not Fantasyland, obviously, where mouse are, like, threatened by everything. And this small little group are basically like kind of like guards, and they help other mice, like other travelers or traders, travel throughout the land safely. And now there is some plot and intrigue, and oh no, someone's a traitor. So it becomes an instant of trying to figure out what's happening, and as it builds up to this huge climactic thing. It was really fun reading. The one great thing about this that I loved about it was the artwork, and
very nice. David Peterson wrote and drew this.
Great job.
He was an awesome
Peter,
job with this.
love your work. But,
David Peterson.
Yeah, did I say it? I said, oh my god, I did it again, guys. Hey, I got it on camera again. This is what happened. Anyways, but, the fact of the matter is, I love his artwork. The artwork was
simple. It's very simple.
Will did such a good job.
Will did a good job on this.
And Ben was awesome. I love Ben.
But,
Lay. Yeah, just lay.
The artwork was simple enough that you didn't actually need the dialogue. The artwork
tells the story.
Tells the story itself. But the words obviously help out, especially with the more complex things.
I'm sure Peter would be happy to hear that. Yeah, you don't need words, Peter.
But the words help.
They're good,
they
but
do something.
just give me pretty pictures.
Ooh, bright.
And this is Volume 1. It doesn't exactly say Volume. It's Fall.
It's actually in seasons. The second one was the winter, and I think the new one was like the Legend of the Guardians or something like that. I can't remember.
It's an offshoot.
Yeah. But it's great work stuff. I love this, and I love the sequel even more. And
I'd say it's like PG-13, so it's not. It's good for young teenagers, but you don't want to go too young.
There is some graphic stuff in there, and I didn't count that until we talked about it. Oh, more than that. I can only remember the owl.
This is a stab.
And the crab. Oh.
It does some pretty cool stuff. I mean, it feels like those old cartoons we used to watch when we were younger.
It didn't just feel like
what cartoons did you watch? You got stabbed.
Maybe Wash It Down.
It's like a little
a very special episode of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
I was thinking like Tom and Jerry.
Oh, Gadget, no!
But yeah, that's definitely a good book. I love reading. Ken, you okay over there?
Yeah. You don't want to joke about Gadget, okay?
But
Zipper maybe, okay?
Monterey Jack never walked the same after that.
Suddenly see a buddy cop film that was like Chip and Dale. It's like, all right, we gotta catch a murderer. You go see old big man Monterey Jack. He's ever since that day I've been.
It's on a cane.
Goddamn kids. In his rocking chair.
I haven't seen Gadget since.
So yeah, anyways, if you guys want to keep watching us goof around, you're more than welcome to. That's what we have today for your new readers.
But stay tuned. We're coming back with just in a couple minutes with another segment.
Yep. We'll cut to a short break and we'll be back. So, see you in a bit.
Juarez?
Hola, Ken. ¿Cómo están? I am Ken. You think you're the only comic book reviewer in this world? You've become part of a multiverse. You just don't know it yet.
Who the hell are you?
Karosh, co-host of the Comic Book Show.
A comic book show?
The Comic Book Show.
Huh.
I want to talk to you about the Comic Book Corps.